Now, what have we got to tell you today? We're back to Keith's garage. And it's a surprise one because we weren't expecting to do anything on Merco, and this is all about starting Merco, which is our old Mercedes, which is up for sale. It's not that old, it's only 38 years old, and it's been stood for 3 years. So this is a little story about starting it for the first time in 3 years. I hope you find it entertaining. So it's got some slides and most of it's video. So we shall move on to something else another week, but this is slotted in because it's up for sale and we want to make sure it goes. There we are. I hope you enjoy watching this short story. Right. We're in the garage again today. Now I'm going to let a bit of daylight in for a start. Tell you what we're up to. I was supposed to be doing something with the motorbike, but this is a more urgent job. Get the doors open, bit of light in. I'm just going to get Ruth's car out. So just a second, bear with me a second, make a bit of space. There we are. I've probably told you about this little car. It's a smashing little car. A Modus. Now then, this is our new Catrel. The Catrel that you've been watching in the first couple of Keith's Garage episodes, it's gone because Ruth found it very difficult to drive without power steering, and you've got to really draw the line sometime and bite the bullet. And this is a lovely little car. Got power steering, it's very nippy, 1600cc engine, 4 doors, it's very comfy. Right, it's enough for that for the moment. This is the thing we're going to sort out today. This is Merco. And Merco, look at the mess. Merco's been in here since the beginning of COVID. And it's for sale. We're going to sell it. We just got too many cars. Look, there's the MG here. I haven't done anything with this since before COVID either. I started doing the brakes. It wants the brakes finishing off, and not a lot more really. Or the bumpers, we're changing it to from rubber bumpers. We're changing it to chrome bumper. It's a 1975 GT. It goes well. Oh, it did do anyway. It hasn't been on the road for I don't know how long. This is the car we were actually using to travel to France in when we bought this house in 2003. A lot more about this car later. Okay, back to Merco. Now, it hasn't been going since before COVID. Just a bit dusty. Look at the tyres though. The tyres are brilliant. There are 4 Super Klebers on there, and they've really, the pressure stays up ever so well. The brakes all want sorting out. But anyway, we're going to be for sale without a test, because I really haven't got the urge to crawl down there and sort all the brakes out and put it through another test. So we're going to see what we can get for it as it is. But first of all, we've got to get it going, and it hasn't got a battery on. I pinched the battery off it to put on the tractor on Fergie. So whoops, let's just put the camera down. We'll lift the bonnet up. Camera down. How's that? Right. I put new bonnet stays on it when we bought it in 2016. Oh, look at the mess under here. I think I want to get the vacuum cleaner out in here. Or put some light in a bit. That's where the battery goes. Look at the mess in here. we'll get a vacuum cleaner out and we'll see if it runs first. That's if the battery isn't flat. Right, we'll go and find the battery. Round, well, clear a space out here so we can get it out as well. They get buried, you know, don't they, after being off the road for a good long while. Right, into the big shed and across. Tractor's in the corner here. Again, look, it hasn't been out for ages, so it's buried. Old VHS tapes waiting to go to the dump. And battery is in here. It should have 2.6 volts, but it's got a 12, as is the norm nowadays. I'm going to find a light. Put a bit more light on. Well, we'll switch off for a minute. We'll see if we can get some more light. Ah, well, the brown light's on. There's the battery. Got a voltmeter. We've got a bit of light on the job now as well. Look, better. And let's see if we've got any. I haven't charged this battery up for, I don't know, 6 months or something. Now, being the Fergie as it is, now this isn't normally, you know, normally batteries are negative earth, but this is a positive earth. So let's just have a look. Oh, nearly 13 volts. Well, 12.59, nearly 1260. That should be alright. So it's in pretty good nick, really. This is only a cheapo battery, you know, and it's lasted ever so well. It's been on Merco since 2016, and when we stopped using Merco, I needed something on here because I had problems with this and this tractor. Not using it a lot, and it wasn't running very well. Because when I got a mechanic chap to come and look at it, it ran a treat. Anyway. Right, we'll see if we can get this battery on Merco. The other thing is, I'm not supposed to lift heavy things, so I think I should be able to manage this. But I've got a new battery for the camping car. It's twice as big as this. I brought it in from the delivery van with a set of wheels. I've got to devise a way of getting it up into camping car engine space without pulling my insides out, because I've still got this big hole in my abdomen where the stoma was reversed, and where the tube came out, the hole is healing itself up slowly. It's nearly there, but I've under strict instruction not to lift anything heavy, because it'll just rupture the muscle, which isn't very strong. It'll open the wound up. So, bit serious. Right, let's get this back on now. Oh, this Fergie, by the way, just a little bit. We're going to do a story about this. Fergie, this is 1953 TE. Let's have a look. I've scraped the engine. I've scraped the. It's a TEF. Okay, it's a 1953 TEF, 4-cylinder diesel. And it's got the standard 4-cylinder, standard motor company engine in it. They put them in the standard Vanguard, you know, those engines. Incredible, ever so heavy. That's that off. They don't have luxuries on the tractor like a battery clamp, which has got a bit of a wedge. See if I can manage this. If you hear a bit of a crash, no, it's all right. It's not too bad, this. Right. So we're going to cut you off for a minute while I cart this round to the car. Right, back to Merco, and we've got some lights on. Look, you see, that's convenient that the bonnet hasn't got in sound insulation, and the light stuck to the bonnet quite happily. Now, I've had the vacuum cleaner out. I couldn't really start with all that mess in there, so we've got the vacuum cleaner here. I've cleaned out most of the cobwebs. I've put the battery just against the where it's located, and we'll put the camera down and see if we can get the battery in. Let's see what's the pictures like there. Oh, looks pretty good. Yeah, looks pretty good. Right, see if we can manage this. Oh, it's a bullet battery. The unstoppable force, it says. And they say this has been working since 2016. 7 years. Well, not all the time, but it hasn't given up. Now, I bought an expensive battery for the camping car not long before COVID, and it didn't survive over the COVID, the time we've not been using it. It's given up. Right, let's see if we can get this in. It's not an easy place to work. It's in the tray. That's better. Right, the main thing is, I suppose, if oh yes, sat in the tray, and there's a right. Get the spanner. It's in. We'll just connect it up. We'll see if it goes. Remember, this car hasn't been started for 3 years. Time flies, you know, doesn't it? I've been laid up since March, not doing anything. And then last year, of course, the year before with COVID, we used to use this at the weekends a lot. But say, not since COVID. That's tight. Not a terribly good fit. Right, I'm going to jump in and turn the key. Oh look, there's the battery clamp. Not far away, just on the side here. Bit cobwebby in here. It's nearly half full of petrol. How about that? Now that was pinking good, wasn't it? Nothing. Right, before we leave this, so the battery's okay. That's been a damn good battery, you know. It's a cheapo. So I was very disappointed with the one that went on the camping car, which I've got to change. I've got to devise a way of lifting it up a lot higher than this to get it over into the engine bay, and it weighs twice as much as that. So I'm very pleased with that. These cars, you know, they're not ordinary cars. Look at that wonderful windscreen arrangement, you know. It moves up and down. The wiper blade does as it goes backwards and forwards. It moves up and down. Very, very clever. Now, they're not ordinary cars. I was astounded. First Mercedes I've ever bought this. I bought it in 2016. And off an old chap who loved it. He'd spent a fortune on looking after it. I've got all his bills. He did. He spent many, many times its value on just general work for it. I suppose I'm now as old as he was when he sold it to me. They're just a bit difficult to drive, this one. It's a manual gearbox, and they aren't half stiff. To get into first gear, you need to use first gear to start off, and they're a bugger to get in. I've fiddled around with the gear linkage a bit, and I've actually put some tap washers in it to tighten it up a bit and make it work better. You know, when you've got your hand on the gear stick, you get underneath and take it to bits and stick some tap washers in, and it did a lot of good. Right, we'll put the bonnet down and leave this for a moment. It goes, that's the main thing. I've got to clear some space at the back because Ruth wants me to look in the boot. So we'll call it a day for a minute. Right, we're going to call it a day on this little video. What have we done to it? There's some pictures now of the car in better days when it was used every day. It's got a new badge look on the bonnet. We found one and fitted that. It's got better seats, new bonnet stay. I've repaired all the washing system, windscreen washer and wiper. It's got a new wing mirror, a new front exhaust, all kinds of things I did to it to make it better to drive. So it's for sale, and it's going on sale locally here in Saumur. See what we can get for it. In many ways I should regret selling it, but there we are, you can't hang on to everything. Nice little car, a 190E from 1985. Now then, if you enjoy watching our videos, do give us a like if you like them. It helps us with YouTube people, and if you like it enough, how about subscribing to the channel, and you get notified when we do something new. There's lots and lots of videos on here, all kinds of different subjects. I'm sure you'll find something entertaining. None of them are very long. And finally, if you want to look at other things that Cracker Books publish, then have a look at www.crackerbooks.fr. That's our website. There's books to download on the internet. They're all free, by the way, to download. Full complete books and picture books and animals, all kinds of things, children's books. There's 200 or so videos on YouTube, and then there's the audio stories on Buzzsprout if you want to listen to one of those while you're waiting at the doctor's surgery, or even in a bus queue. Thank you for being with us today.